So the intro I would say to the whole nutritional world is, some say the consumption of grains or beans or meats or very acidic meat is a whole nother rabbit hole that we're gonna get into after. But some say the consumption of grains and beans are lectin heavy, meaning they contain plants defense chemicals. Technically, it implies they aren't meant for human consumption, although they still boast nutrients, right? In terms of non-lectin renditions of grains such as quinoa and teff. Some tout meat as providing nutrients and minerals such as carnitine, taurine, vitamin B12, and whatnot, although they neglect the other harsh and brutal reality as to the objective truths surrounding how meat actually digests in the body, how it exists, and what it actually does to your body. Right? Remember that. And had that, they have always been the most sought after food, especially organ meats, while others heavily discourage animal products, right? Referring to the molecular compounds that are the complex amino acids, which is what you call protein, complex chains of amino acids, chemical chains of amino acids that can form free radicals in the body and waste byproducts or toxic byproducts, and acids such as uric acid, possibly leading to carcinogens forming in the body, including cadaverine, putrescine. Some even will go as far as to say meat and animal products should be the only things consumed by humans. Those people is what I would now consider genuine retards. Sorry. You actually think just constantly extorting animals is what you constantly need to be doing? Like just nasty fucking pus and flesh. Well, yeah. Others refer to the physiological nature of humans having nails and vertical vertebrae, as opposed to having claws and fangs and vertical vertebrae, placing validity on the live by design concept, implying that we human are not per se designed to be carnivore or meat eaters whatsoever, who have claws and fangs, but we have nails for peeling and grabbing and forming. What would that be for? Fruits, nuts, grains, maybe. Both people following these certain kind of diets claim to be thriving and healthy. But ultimately, if you look at things from all perspectives, including metaphysically, electromagnetically, and especially in terms of electromagnetically, actually, the level of angstroms and electricity in organic, high water hydrating. Remember when you say get hydrated? When we refer to fruits as the number one source of nutrition entire wide, we're referring to the hydration, the vitamins, and the minerals, and even simple amino acids, simple protein. But you can get your more built and sustainable amino acids in terms of hemp seeds or lentils or things of that nature, even spinach, right? Now, so yes, the protein sources would be hemp seeds, avocados, lentil. It would be hemp seeds, avocados, sprouts, lentils, and whatnot. It truly comes down to understanding your body and how you generally seem to outlook causality and correspondence in terms of what you do, what you act, what you think, what you eat, how you feel, how you perceive life, and the values you project to other people that may be based in actually very immoral concepts. Ahem. Ahem. When you fall susceptible to ultra-processed, modified, tainted, carcinogen-based, additive, emulsified, preservative-added chemical compounds, atrazine, glyphosate. We can refer to so many different specific names and rabbit holes specific to a brand, right? But I think we're going to move on in terms of the different methods of digestion when it comes to naturally digesting a food raw and straight, or even in a sense could be somewhat cooked. But we're going to talk about the byproducts of cooked, the blowbacks to that as well. Because in terms of all of these eating and consuming, there always will be a blowback because you are literally extracting some form of life, whether even if it's not meat. Certain processed packaged items that are essentially food-like products, food remnant, food masquerade, double ganger, phony of the freaking whatever it tries to pose as in terms of food-wise. These type of processed foods, like a chip, right? You look at this objectively, you are quite literally consuming a processed item that several aspects, different chambers of that processing machine acts as a different part of digestion. What would that mean? What happens when you're done digesting? You got that high shit, you got that shit. Guess what? This in some of these processed foods and sugars, which quite literally is burnt, bleached sheet. Since the processors in the factory act as literally, guess what, parts of the digestive system, like literally just a section that would be considered like teeth, section that would be considered like stomach, and so on. Because, like imagine just, in a sense, potato, there's a debate on it in terms of starch based, but I would say ultimately there is nutrition to potato. If you look at different tribes who would use the tubers of potato, and it was there, and you could tell it was there for them in a sense as a crop that they would rely on, or different, they would burn the tubers. They knew they would burn them and then bake them and then have the nice soft potato. And there was nutrition to it in terms of the fibers and actually the resistant starch. Yes, I would still say that yams and yucca root, yucca root is another alternative to potato. I would say yams and yucca root are still the superior starch root, or even the typical sweet potato, or red potato, right? But anyways, right, we were talking about laced potato or whatever, right? So that digested would be what you would shit out if you would shit out a potato, right? That chip from a bag, right? That chip from a bag would be like shit out. Well, so remember the geographical ethnicity slightly. Some people like to run with this and really core themselves off it, but I would say that's just a slight basis, because you can always modify your genetic template and your sense of what you're able to bypass, what you're able to withstand. I don't think we need to be so rigid based on really just fallen angelic concepts that you're thinking in terms of fragmented differentiation between you and other beings.